This is a blog where I share my personal experience, work and illness. One day, I got a message from a senior I used to train with in gymnastics. "I'm working at an insurance company now. Want to join us?" She said I'd get paid even during training, and that having no academic background wouldn't be a problem, so I quickly decided to join. The insurance company's system was incredibly well designed, with clever ways to boost sales performance. It was actually fun. Once training ended and I was out in a suit and pumps visiting clients, I felt a real sense of I'm working, and I loved that feeling. At first, people often looked annoyed when I showed up as an insurance agent. But after repeatedly showing my face and building rapport, I began to land contracts. I had a lot of friends, so I reached out to everyone I could and ended up securing many deals. The more contracts I got, the more my salary increased. There were awards, prizes, and even travel incentives. I was amazed. What a fantastic system. Then one morning, during the company meeting, I suddenly felt a sharp pain in my lower abdomen. It was so intense I couldn't even stand. A senior colleague rushed me to a gynecologist. The diagnosis, bleeding from the fallopian tubes, had caused blood to pool in my abdomen. Apparently, it was a rare but known condition. I was told, "Your body will reabsorb the blood naturally, so just take it easy." While I was there, they also suggested a cervical cancer screening. So I had that done before going home. A few days later, I returned to the hospital for the results. To my shock, the test came back positive. I'd tested positive for cervical cancer. Back then, I didn't even really know what cervical cancer was. But the word cancer alone sent me into a panic. I bought books and started researching. My overly vivid imagination made things even worse. I immediately went to a nearby university hospital and had a laser procedure to remove the affected cells. It was either a same-day or next-day discharge. I was in my early 20s. To get cancer at that age, it was devastating. Afterward, I went in for regular follow-ups. Technically, I was supposed to continue treatment for 3 years. But I stopped after a year and a half, thinking I was fine. Looking back, that was foolish. Work, however, was going well. I enjoyed chatting with customers, and visiting new places didn't bother me. Then one day, I noticed I hadn't gotten my period. I took a pregnancy test positive. Because I hadn't been able to carry a child to term before, I was thrilled. When I told my partner, he was just as happy. We went to the OB/GYN together. But once again we were hit with devastating news. "You're at risk of miscarriage. If we don't act now, things could go horribly wrong during your daily routine." That same week, I underwent treatment. And we said goodbye to the short life inside me. Both of us were heartbroken. The doctor said, "Sometimes this happens to women. Wearing unfamiliar shoes like pumps. I can't say for sure that was the cause." My partner, who'd wanted children so badly, was deeply affected. He wanted marriage. He wanted a family. But me, what did I want? We'd been together for so long that I just assumed we'd get married someday. But then doubts crept in. Could I really get along with his mother? What if I couldn't have children? Could we really build a happy home together? He had done everything to support and protect me after my mother's death. And I just clung to him. When I was upset, I lashed out. I hadn't grown at all. When I realized that, I told him, "I need some space." We lived apart for about a year. Eventually, we started living together again. Around that time, I quit the insurance job and shifted to a career in caregiving. My aunt had started a welfare office and, with no clue what I was doing, I jumped into that world. New studies, a new daily routine. Amid peaceful days, I found myself talking more with him about the future. But I still had doubts. My relatives knew how horribly his mother had treated me. They were strongly against our marriage. At work, my aunt told me daily, "You need to break up with him." Some might think, "Isn't that between the two of you?" But we weren't going to live far away, just the two of us. Reality isn't so simple. Still, the biggest uncertainty was inside me. But the influence of others wasn't zero either. The one tying down a man who wanted marriage and children was me. And that realization pierced my heart. I decided to break up with him. He didn't agree, but I forced a reason and made him accept it. He told me, "It hurts to think I'm not the one who'll protect you anymore." Even after we broke up, we stayed in touch for a while. One day, he said, "My mom said she always thought we'd end up married." It felt like 2 tiny blood vessels in my brain snapped right then. But the truth is, he had been by my side ever since my mother passed. He was the only one who truly faced me with such sincerity back then. In life, there are people you're meant to meet at a specific time. For me, he was undoubtedly that kind of person. We went through so much together. All I can feel for him now is the deepest gratitude. I heard through the grapevine that he's now married and living happily with his family. And so the story goes. If you have a story like this, feel free to share it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.